Hey everybody, how you doing? Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're doing well. While we're waiting on folks to join, remind you to go to coopedup.com. It's my website. Just got random stuff on there, and you can sign up for my email newsletter that I sporadically send. If you're on other social platforms, I'm Cooped Up is my handle in those places. Wherever you are watching or listening to this, be sure to click the bell so that you get notifications that I have gone live or posted stuff or whatever. And perhaps most importantly, these days, if you are in Texas and you were looking for hot tips on finding COVID vaccines, if you text this phone number 214-949-8599, again, 214-949-8599, the one on the screen right here. I am just randomly texting out vaccine. If I see like big clumps of vaccine appointments available, like today I sent out a blast that there was a bunch available in Corsicana for this Sunday. They got booked up immediately. So just stuff like that. So anyway, just trying to help out. I have at this point helped more than 100 people find COVID vaccinations. I am very, very proud of that. 100 people. Funny. And I'm just guiding them to where to find them and helping them find them. I'm not saying whether they are eligible or anything. That's not my call. I'm just the guide. But over 100 people at this point, and I actually broke my record today. I had my friend Catherine texted me at about 1 o'clock, and by 2 o'clock she had an appointment in Corsicana for this Sunday. So good stuff. Hey, Mama. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Eric. Good to see you. You've missed it. We've missed you the last few days. Getting your vaccine in Alvarado, Texas. Now that all the teachers are eligible in Texas, good job on that. I woke up yesterday morning, and it's mostly gone now. Miracle of miracles. I had a gargantuan whitehead on my nose right there, and I know that's gross. But that never happens to me. I'm not a whitehead kind of person. So I don't know what had happened the night before or whatever that would have led me to have that. It hurt so bad. I just touched it and it like exploded. That's how like ripe it was. Sorry to be graphic, y'all. But I put a little Kiehl's blue ointment on it and it just goes away just like that. It's good stuff. Burns like a motherfucker though. But Big Zit, knock that off my list. Yes, I wrote Big Zit down on my list. Did y'all hear that the CDC, there's so much that happened this weekend. Actually, there's something, I'm just going to get it out of the way. There's something actually really sad that happened this weekend in my neighborhood. There was a murder around the corner from our house. It appears at this point that it was a mother who was the mother shot the children and then she committed suicide. The children, 8 and 13 years old, are in stable but serious condition. They have survived at this point, though. The mother did not survive. And it's just everyone's kind of like, what? When you live in a neighborhood like this, I mean, we hear about it because we live on the edge of, we're in Oak Cliff, which is known for being kind of a rougher part of Dallas overall. And so we see it on the fringes of our neighborhood, this type of stuff. But it's not very often that it comes into our neighborhood. But it was crazy. Ambulances, police cars, all kinds of stuff was going on yesterday with that. And there's still not a lot of details out of it. But if you watched the Dallas news, you saw it. That was the one that happened just around the corner. It literally was like I could walk there in 5 minutes or less to that house. So anyway, so say a prayer for those children that they recover and that they are safe and that the mom is at peace at this moment. I cannot even imagine the state of mind that someone has to be in to do that, and that those kids get the therapy that they need to come through this. I saw a bunch of people, and I've talked about this before. This got heavier than I meant it to. Sorry about that, but we'll get through this part and then we'll go on. That I saw some people commenting about it like, I'm just scared to send my kids out into this world and all that kind of stuff. Well, the reality of it is most children are harmed by people that they already know and trust. Most children are killed by their parents or someone very close to them. The call is coming from inside the house most often. And so it's not the big bad world. It's just family dynamics. And stuff can go downhill real fast. And we don't own a gun. And part of the reason of that is I'm not anti-gun in the sense I was raised with guns. I actually am a really good shot. I actually am very good at shooting a gun. But we just don't want accidents to happen like that. Like, I don't think that the cost benefit analysis does not favor owning one for your protection, when in fact it's most likely going to be the thing that kills you. So anyway, just wanted to put some good vibes out for that family into the universe right now. So anyway, let's switch gears, get to something a little fun and livelier. CDC regulations. So the CDC is now saying that if you are fully vaccinated, meaning 2 weeks post your second shot of Pfizer or Moderna, or 2 weeks post your single shot of Johnson & Johnson. So make sure that 2 weeks is accounted for, that you are able to go into small groups, like indoors and stuff, and not be masked. And you can hug your grandma and all of that kind of stuff. So it's really like a huge step in towards normalcy. Here's the one thing, though. I have seen some people being just kind of bitchy on comments about like, oh, so they're changing the rules again. Well, it's fucking science. Like, that's how science works. You test something, then you figure out if it works or not, and then you make a recommendation. And then you test the next thing, and you figure out if that works or not, and you make a recommendation. That's literally how it works. So anyway, Angela Holcomb's ready to go hug Norma. I'm guessing that's your grandma. That's all. And now you can invite me to dinner and spoil me rotten. Yes. And Carrie wants to know, so we carry our vaccine cards around in our wallet now as proof? I think you just have to, it's honor system, although I don't think I believe a lot of people. I think that we have put the honor system through its paces during all of this. But here's the thing, is I think here in Dallas, everyone thinks it's over anyway, which is not good. I mean, we're fully vaccinated, but I took my Jeep out yesterday. It was such a nice day, and I was driving around, and I drove through Bishop Arts. Oh my, just people on top of each other there. It was just like any old beautiful Sunday afternoon in Bishop Arts. Just people, granted, they were pouring out into the street because the restaurants and stuff were doing patios, but just crazy. And Crystal thinks we're going to be electronic with our proof by summer. Yeah. And then I saw that, that Salt Bay guy, the one who does the salt on the steaks, he opened up a restaurant. It's called is it called Newsrad or Nesra? I don't know, whatever his name is. So he is here opening up that restaurant. Well, the fucking videos from that they're literally actively posting on social media about this place, it looked like it didn't even look like 2019. It looked like 2016. Like there was nothing even on the horizon happening. Just people all over the place. He's not wearing a mask, or when he is, he's wearing it like this, like under his nose. PR and social media people need to be more careful about that sort of stuff. Don't post shit like that online. If he's wearing a mask, don't have him wearing it wrong. Here's what I don't understand about him. They showed him doing the salt thing where he does like that, and it trickles down his hairy arm and then lands on the food. Why is that appetizing? I don't get that. Like, why? I mean, I get the motion is there's something very iconic about that, but just, it was literally, he does it like this and then it hits his arm and then it trickles. Gross. I don't like that. And then there was an opening of a fashion exhibit at the Galleria, I think. It was all about the 1980s, or it is. And they had their opening on Thursday night, and I have a ton of people who went to that, many of whom I know have started to get vaccinated, but they're not finished. And they're all maskless and hanging out inside and hugging on people and all kinds of stuff. And I'm guessing the stuff that we're seeing on social media is probably filtered already to be like, these people think that is the least of what they're doing. So Gary's like, I want people to produce their card. No trust there, right? And then what else? We watched the rest of Ted Lasso this weekend. I don't know if you've seen or heard of the show. It is super adorable. It is, sorry, my phone is ringing. It is on, what's it on? Is it on Apple? I think it's on Apple TV Plus. We got rid of cable, but now we have the same bill with like 5,000 different streaming services. I still am behind on Fixer Upper. I haven't seen the last 2 episodes. But so Ted Lasso is a show with Jason Sudeikis. Is that his name? He's like a hick American from Oklahoma. I think that's where he's from. And he goes over to England to coach this to coach this soccer team. Basketball. Why would I go there? Soccer team. And anyway, and it's kind of a ridiculous show. Todd started watching it, and I'm like, I don't want to like this. Like I don't like it. Well, get this. Like it was sort of like Schitt's Creek in the sense that at first it was very absurd, but then humanity starts coming out and sweetness and kindness and great character development, and they support each other in very absurd ways. It's a fantastic show, y'all. Like it is. Y'all should, if you have not watched, if you have Apple TV Plus, I think that's what it's called, right? You should watch. And yes, it's technically football. We call it soccer in America, Bentley. It's football in England. But it's a great show. Ted Lasso. Really, really funny. The other thing we did this weekend is I introduced the kids, or Clara specifically, to the magnificence that is Babe the Pig. I love that fucking movie. That is a movie that I actually owned on VHS and took it with me to college on VHS. Sorry, my allergies are crazy today. Babe the Pig. So much so that I know the oath. Ba ram you, to your fleece, or to your breed, your flock be true. Because shit that lives in my head. Like, why do I know the code word, the code phrase for the dogs to be able to talk to the sheep? But I have the whole damn thing memorized, and it's going on, and I'm like, okay, maybe that's why I can't remember a phone number or a price or any of these things. I have that memorized. And here's the other thing. So Claire's watching. I'm folding clothes. I did like 4 hours worth of folding clothes this weekend, and she's watching it. And I mean, I've seen this probably 40 times. Like, I love this movie a lot. I love pigs. Pigs are so cute to me. You can see one right there. I love pigs. But if pigs didn't turn into hogs, I'd totally have a pet pig. But no, I'm not going to do that. Maybe a potbelly, but then they poop everywhere. And no. Anyway, we're getting near the end of it, and as the emotion starts to crescendo, at the end, Babe successfully corrals it, and everyone is silent, and then they jump up and think, I'm full face crying, y'all. Full face. I've seen it, like I said, 40 times. I know it's coming. I'm sitting there with Claire. She doesn't even acknowledge it anymore. It's just like, whatever, Dad. Crying that Babe was successful. That'll do, pig. Yes. Ridiculousness. But that is such a good movie. And it has held up. I actually make one of the things that I don't like is when I think a movie is great from a kid, like my memory of it is great. And then I tell the kids to watch it and they're like, yeah, that wasn't that great. Like Goonies has held up. Goonies is a great movie. There's some other movies though that I could think of where I'm like, maybe that wasn't as great as I remember it being, or it's just not on par with them. The worst is when it is a movie that was filmed on video during like the 80s, and then the resolution is garbage. That's the worst. But Babe the Pig holds up. The animation holds up. They did a better job than like The Lion King on still creating emotion in these animals while they were talking. Such a good thing. So my favorite pig movie is Charlotte's Web. I cry every time, Carrie says. I actually don't know that I've seen Charlotte's Web. I know how it ends. I've read the book as a kid. But yeah. Excuse me. So we had some friends come over first time for that. Our friend Sherry and Lisa came over with their kids who are the same age as our kids. And they're kind of like my niece and nephew, if you will. Like they were at our wedding. We've been on vacation with them many times, adore them. We consider them some of our best friends. So they came over and I made a Stouffer's lasagna. I was like, I don't want to order in. I don't want to do anything. So just popped to Soph's best uh, lasagna to make if you're not going to make it from scratch. The best lasagna to make from scratch is Martha Stewart's slow cooker lasagna. That is the best lasagna, but Stouffer's is a close second. So we came over and we just hung out. But they brought over, have you heard of these Oculus lenses? So it's like a virtual, it's made by Facebook. It's this virtual reality thing, and you put it on, and then you've got these things that you're holding. I tried it. Oh, girls. I needed a Dramamine afterwards. It is so realistic. The first thing they made me, I did two things. The first thing they made me do is I had to go up in an elevator. And by the way, you're pushing buttons on the elevator just with your hands. Like it knows that you're doing that. It's crazy. So you go up the elevator and the elevator opens and there's literally just a plank of wood coming off like the top floor of a skyscraper. And you walk out onto it. Terrifying. Even though I knew I was in the gym, I knew I was on the rubber floor in our gym. I knew that I'm not falling anywhere. I'm like, they're like, jump. I'm like, I'm not jumping. Jump. I'm not. Mason comes up and pushes me, and I fall and then crash to the ground. Terrifying. It's so realistic. I don't know what it does. And then there was another one. Brady has this a zombie roller coaster thing where it's like a roller coaster, but then it's going through like a zombie apocalypse. I don't know. And things are jumping out at you and all of that. I was legit like, when it would drop, I'm like with my body doing that. It's crazy. And the weird thing is that you move, like you don't realize it, but like you and your, as a person, end up like moving around and stepping, like as stuff is happening, you like jump out of the way and such. This thing has like warnings. So it somehow knows if you are near things. Like I got a little too close to the treadmill and all of a sudden the whole left side of the screen turned red, like in my glasses turned red to warn me that I was getting too close to something. And it was the treadmill. It's the greatest thing. Eric said, we got my 17-year-old nephew an Oculus for Christmas. It was, or he loved it. Yep. And Sterling has one. We've already told Claire and Mason that he is bringing it next week, Monica. So you better do it. The escape rooms on Oculus are fun. Good to know. I love escape rooms, as long as they're not scary. I'll have to check that out, though. We love escape rooms. And the neat thing is they can watch on, if they're logged into Facebook or something, they can watch on like an iPhone or something what that person sees and what is going on as well. So they can kind of laugh at you. Because otherwise, it's really weird watching someone doing virtual reality because it looks like they're having a seizure or something. Escape rooms, so I need to look into that. Having to watch Charlotte's Web and Where the Red Fern Grows endlessly in middle school was the very reason I won't watch movies like Marley and Me in my adult life. Yes, I actually now that you say this, I may have seen Charlotte's Web in like middle school. I will not watch anything like Marley and Me, though. I don't even want to read like the preview of the book because I know generally what it is about. That stuff makes me cry. I can't do games like that. Never able to move my body in small ways. When the Wii first came out and played tennis, I might as well have been Serena Williams and hurled the controller across the room. I'm really good at the Wii stuff, like tennis or golf or race car driving. Like I'm really good at race car games too. Just call me Cindy McCain. I can drift. I can race. I can do all of that. Amy, what are you saying here? One of my friends registered on a website after he was fully vaccinated. I need to find out what that was all about. So I got, some people get this, some don't. Like you get an invite from the CDC to register. I got it after my first one though, and they just check in with you via text every day to see if your symptoms are, and you just respond with a simple, I feel fine or I don't feel fine. And they do it daily for the first week and then weekly after that. And then you get your second shot, and then they did it daily for me after the second shot. And then I think I get it once a week now for like the next couple of weeks. I don't know if that's the same thing you're talking about, but that's what I got from the CDC. But not everyone is getting that. Some people are like I think Monica, didn't you text me about that this weekend, asking if I got something because someone you know did, but you didn't? I believe that was the case. So anyway, and then just totally random thought. something I thought about this weekend. Here's the weird thing. I thought about it this weekend and then I saw it immediately afterwards. So I saw on Facebook, my friend Melissa's dog got into a giant package of fruit stripe gum. Fruit stripe gum. That's the one. You'll remember this if you liked gum as a kid. It is the best tasting gum on the planet for about 3.5 seconds, and then it turns into the grossest, just flavorless blob of wax in your mouth, right? But it's genius when it's good. And the dog got it, ate the whole damn thing. So I was thinking about it. I was like, I hadn't thought about fruit stripe gum in forever. Claire needed to go. She's taken up this hobby of getting sticks and painting them and turning them into like shaman sticks. So she'll put beads and feathers and stuff, and she needed more feathers, or no, she needed more beads. So we went to Dollar General around the corner where everything's $1. It's one of those dollar stores, not one of those where it's just sometimes it's $12. This one is actually all dollar. So is it Family Dollar or Dollar General? I think it's Dollar General, but whatever. It's the actual, like, literally everything in the store is $1. And went by there, and at the checkout, huge fruit stripe things. It felt like in real life, it felt like Facebook advertising in real life, where I thought about it, said something about it, and then I started seeing it. Dollar Trees. That's where we went. Dollar Tree. Yes, the actual dollar store. That drives me nuts about some of these places. They're like, I think it's Dollar General. Isn't that the one where everything's just priced the same as like Target? Maybe a little cheaper, but like not. I don't get that. Why is it called Dollar General if it's not like that? Dollar Tree is the good one, where everything is legit $1. Quality sucks, but I go there for poster board. I go there for all kinds of other stuff. Anyway, Carrie's given a consumer alert. Don't leave sugar-free gum near your dog. Non-reversible liver damage. Put your gum where your pets can't get to it. Yeah, unfortunately, Melissa's issue, fortunately, fruit stripe gum is very much not sugar-free. It was her kids, and I can vouch for that, because I guarantee you, if I went into our den right now and I just lifted up a cushion or the skirt on the sofa, I would probably find $45 worth of candy under there, because that's what kids do. They're little slugs, little slobs. Anyway, Monica, what's Sterling's favorite Oculus thing? Brady said that he bought some. Also, that's the little boy's name. Brady said that he bought some, like the zombie one. He bought it for like $2 or something. So I'm guessing there's like a whole marketplace for these things too. So it's not just the ones that Facebook created. You can buy more. Well, my kids want it now, and I thought it was cool. I just don't want to do the ones that make me sick to my stomach. Like that, literally, the roller coaster thing. I was like I took it at one point. I just took it off. I was like, nope, can't do this anymore. Too much. So an RRV Bernadette is in the shop. I don't know if I've told you this. So we're going out we're going to go pick her up on Thursday. We're leaving on Friday, and we're driving down to Grand Isle, Louisiana with Monica and Mike and my nephew Sterling. And Logan's not going, I don't think. So I think it's just the three of them. But so Todd calls up there today. And by the way, they have had our RV, McLean's RV, whatever, in Fort Worth, has had our RV for 5 weeks. 5 weeks. And Todd calls and he's like, hey, I need to pick it up on Thursday. What's the status? They're like, oh, we haven't even started anything. Ooh, he was lit. I don't even know where we settled, but I could hear him being like, do not start anything that you cannot put back together by Thursday. I'm picking it up on Thursday. If it is not ready to be picked up on Thursday, I'm going to be PO'd. He was getting mad. So Dollar General is more money, but more bougie with the name brands. But they're the same stuff that you can buy at Target, right? Dollar Tree and 99-cent store are really $1. And Dollar Tree is the best place to get balloons for party. Latex and Mylar, super cute. And party supplies by color. Go there before you go to Party City. I go there for basically, that Mardi Gras wreath I made? I bought the mask to go on that there. I think I got like 8 of them for $1. Like, I always check that. I don't like the experience. I don't go there for the experience. But I like, because the worst thing about the Dollar Tree is, which I get it because it's a low price store. They have one cashier and the checkout line is like down the center of the store. So it always takes forever to check out. Thinking of money, what are you talking about? And her friend Lisa. What is that about? Because I get these comments about 20 seconds after I say the words, so sometimes I don't remember what I have said. By the way, you can thank us personally for the recovery of the U.S. economy. Now that we're vaccinated, I'm like, let's go do it all. Actually, I'm kind of like, I don't want to go anywhere still because I'm lazy and I'm part of my mother's DNA, which is just stay home. Like, don't go around people. This is my social hour, right? We went to Sam's this weekend. So the amount of money we've spent at restaurants in the last week already is obscene. And this is like what we used to do, right? And then we went to Sam's, dropped $400 fucking dollars at Sam's on Saturday, and it didn't even fill up the back of my Range Rover. Like, I'm like, this should be more than this. We did buy some expensive stuff, but it's like $100 of that was just meat. What else did we buy? I don't remember. Pro tip though, if you go to Sam's, if you have the Sam's app, they have a scan and go. So you just scan it while you're putting in your cart. You do not even have to go through the checkout. You just go to the end, show them a QR code. They scan a few things for verification, and you are free to go. And then I keep a big old sack of plastic, like the reusable shopping bags. I got like 5 of them that have Selena on them that I got at the H-E-B in Walmart or in Waco, and then a couple of others. And then I pack them from the cart into those bags. It makes it so easy to get it into the house. I don't like using the boxes because they're never exactly the right size and everything clunks around and all that stuff. So, and Carrie, damn it, I know I forgot to get the tub of pork rinds. I bought a second one. And Scan and Go is the best. I do not understand people say, I do not either. And I think that you can even use it for booze. I did not buy wine there this weekend, but I'm pretty sure that now you can because you're age verified already in the app, or they have to show it at the end or something like that. So, and Michelle likes to go up and down every aisle at the Dollar Tree. I'm not gonna lie, I don't go down the food ones or like the Ziploc ones, but like on the decoration section at the front, I like going through that. I like going through like this. I love school supplies so much and craft supplies, so I always end up picking up something from there and all of that. And Monica is confirming that you can buy alcohol using the Shop and Go app or Scan and Go app at Sam's when you walk out. So, anyway, $400 that we spent at Sam's this weekend to get ready for this trip. Spending Friday night in Shreveport, Louisiana at the KOA, the gorgeous hamlet that is. And then driving to Grand Isle, Louisiana. I hope the weather is okay. I actually have not checked the weather. My guess is that it will be just like any place on the Gulf. It's gonna rain for about 30 minutes every day. We're just gonna have to live with that and be okay with that. And Carrie's saying the Sam's Now, which is a smaller footprint, I think it's a prototype store on Lower Greenville, is my jam for curbside. But yeah, I'm down with going to the big Sam's for aisle browsing. Oh, is it Michelle? Were you talking about Sam's browsing every aisle? Because I am there for that as well. Todd does not love this part of it, but I do. Todd's very like, let's get things done, and he's not a big browser, right? I'm a big browser. I love that center section of where they've got the seasonal stuff, they've got the books, they got the random clothing things, they got the socks, they got the dish towels. I bought Martha Stewart dish towels. I bought there is actually this will not surprise you, and nor will it embarrass me actually. There is it's the softest material ever. It's like a blanket almost. It is a women's long cardigan in black that I almost bought. It was like $14, and I actually am regretting now not buying it because it looked comfy and just like hanging around the house. Michelle did actually mean Dollar Tree. Okay. What else was there? I mean, there's just all kinds. I got like a Texas t-shirt. Claire got a tie-dyed hoodie. it's like high-low project. I'm like wearing my Ferragamo tennis shoes and buying a $12 Target or a Sam's t-shirt. Love it. Um, and the clothes at Sam's and the basics, sports bras, undershorts, and socks of the jam. I'm very particular. I only wear black Gap boxer briefs forever, and I wear Gap white undershirts. I'm very specific about my undergarments. So anyway, I guess that might come from when people used to see them. Now I just see them myself, and I'm used to them. So all my closets and cabinets are so organized with bins and trays from the Dollar Tree. That's what Aaron is saying. Need to keep that in mind. I have a lot of. No, I didn't get them from there. I got them at Aldi. Aldi has that center section also that is just the most random. Like one week they'll have a Japanese maple tree and a bingo set, and then the next week they got those clear acrylic organizers for your refrigerator, which I bought a shit ton of those, and a weightlifting set. Like it is just that center section at Aldi just blows my mind. I like Aldi because you can get in and out real fast too. I don't go there for the experience either. Alrighty, well, that's all I got today. Let me look at the comments and make sure I did not miss anything. And Dollar Tree, shelf liners and organizers, also Home Goods. That is a place that is on my list to revisit now that I am back amongst the living. And what was my decision about the plants? I cleared out my sunroom this weekend and put all of the plants out around the pool deck. I decided, everyone's like, you gotta wait till Easter. You gotta wait till Easter. Well, Easter is like April 2nd this year. It's like really early. And so I looked at the weather forecast for the next like 14 days. We might get into the high 40s as the low temperature 1 or 2 days. But for the most part, it's going to be fine. And I just wanted them out. My sunroom was just crowded. It's a pain in the ass to water when they're in there. The minute they can go back outside, I want them outside because I can just hose them down. And it's going to rain, and I want them to get some natural rain too. So I just did it. And if I have to buy new plants, I'll buy new plants. I will use that. That'll be my stimulus to the economy, is buying all new plants. So, and Aldi, Carrie is saying, has a Girl Scout cookie dupe of the tagalongs and Samoas. Has anyone tried them? Taste test. Do they have them right now? Like, is it a seasonal thing or whatever? Because I can go to Aldi tomorrow. I can fuck that shit up at Aldi tomorrow. I love Aldi. We don't have a great one by us, but I can go to the one that you go to, Carrie. I think that one's a little bit nicer. What I want, and Tawana's actually at Aldi's right now, watching and listening. That's awesome. We need there is a German brand of grocery stores that's on the East Coast now. Todd's parents have them. And what is it called? Lidl, Lidl. They are in like really cute buildings. Like they've actually paid an architect to design their building. It's kind of mid-century modern looking. They're much nicer on the inside. So Tawana, though, your mission is to look for these cookies and report back. And Michelle's saying that Aldi's potato chips taste just like Lay's. Okay, future episode, Aldi's taste test. We'll do that. Okay. Alrighty, well, that's all I got today. Went a little long. I love you. It's important to know you are loved. I love that you watched this. Thank you. Got my OGP here. Trying to cut back, but then 4:30 rolls around and I'm like, do I really want to cut back tonight? I don't think so. Don't forget, though, if you want hot tips on finding a COVID vaccine for you or your friends, this is not a private number. This is my influencer, if you will, text number. So it doesn't go to my phone. It goes to an app that I use to manage it. So don't worry about sending it to a bunch of other people. Text hot tip to 214-949-8599. And it's specifically for people in Texas, by the way. And I will send you hot tips as I see them for, like, if I see a big group of, this is my most active hobby of 2021. Sad as that may seem, but it helps people at least. I could have like a porn addiction instead. So this is a much better option. Not that I was prone to that in the first place. Sorry, my mother's watching. Like that matters. We've all figured that out. But like if I see a big group of them in like Corsicana or Livingston or somewhere like that, it's never in the big cities. I will text it out, just send a blast out saying, hey, check this out if you need it. And I've gotten over 100 people vaccinated as a result. So I'm very proud of that. Alrighty, well, I will see you tomorrow at 4:30 for another episode of Cooped Up Live, should I say. Talk to you later.